Okay, here is an oak crotch that has a relatively small branch for one side, but it took a big curve there, so the wood is like this. Now, I'm not perfectly centered, so this piece has the pith over here, and I think the pith over here. Yes, there's the pith. And so this is going to be a little thinner. So they won't be identical, but they'll be very similar because my intent is to make this the top in both cases. So we'll see how that goes, but it's oak of some sort. Okay, I've got this piece of oak that I got two oak crotches, or I got an oak crotch that I split in the middle, and I've got it about centered on this side. So I'm going to make this the top, this the bottom, and I'm going to put a tenon or a miter over here. My intent is to cut this to relatively close to the front, and then make a dish out that comes down to a flat spot on the bottom, and then dish out the other side and leave this surface, this edge unmachined. This will still be here around. Basically, I'll be cut relatively close, so there'll be an inch or less of this rim all the way around. So let's see how it goes. So I decided I'm going to do a miter. So what I'm going to do, since I'm not using a tailstock, I have good access here. But I'm going to make a miter, and I use my 2.1-inch Forstner bit to make the cylinder cold, and then I cut the taper for the dovetail. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to hit this with the Sandalflex, especially all of this bark. And as you can see, I got a live edge on this side and a natural edge on this side. This side won't take as much. There's some sharp little bumps here, but they'll go away pretty quick. But so I'll be hitting that and this end and that end. So okay. Okay, this is my second half of that crotch, small branch and two big branches, of which there's a big curve in there. The previous board had a lot of nice features on the surface here, so I think this will be the same, obviously, since it's the same side. It got a little bit of spalting, but not much, in this dead branch. So we'll see what's going on. And I'll brush off most of this moss once I get farther along, because a lot of it's just going to go away when I machine. Okay, I'm getting ready to put a mortise in. 2.1 inches, fits my wooden nickel, fits the chuck. So, 4-jaw chuck. My intent here is to bring this up a little bit more, and so that I'm going more into this branch, and then curving this down somewhere and putting a foot that will hold this bowl. So I'm making some progress, but we'll see how it goes. Well, I've turned this around now. You can see I filled this with coffee grounds and CA glue here and here, and I bonded this bark on the other side too. But that was taken care of in the previous few minutes. So overall, I think I'll dish this out. I'm going to try and leave some amount of solid wood here. I won't come all the way out to the bark. That's my tent anyway. And so and I also am going to go ahead and try and machine off all of the saw marks from the bandsaw. So we'll see what happens there. Okay, here's a couple of bowls I made from a crotch that I split in the middle, well, approximately in the middle. You can see that this one's half an inch thicker than that one. And some of that is because I had to machine off more off one of these than the other. This one has bark all the way around the perimeter, so live edge. This one has bark only on that edge. This edge is natural edge. It didn't want to stick, and I didn't want to go to the significant effort it was going to take to glue it on nicely. And the wood looks interesting underneath the bark anyway. They kind of remind me. This one in the back reminds me of a dog with the ear and the mouth, and then this one, when it comes around, makes me think of a horse. It has a big chin, but other than that, it looks kind of like a horse. This is spalted a little bit here and there, not much. The piece of wood, I don't know where I got it or how long I've had it. It's been quite a while. There's a little bit of coffee grounds and CA glue to fill in a couple of voids. Now this one I didn't fill, but I filled a couple. They just didn't look right when they weren't filled. The side walls get pretty thin in a few places, particularly on this one here, where I've actually broken into the back of the bark. And I didn't intend to do that, but I didn't also want to have a bowl that was so tiny. So I did that, and that's about it. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe for more similar wood turning videos. Please comment on the video and I should respond. I make a video about once a week.